So, good evening and welcome to Naveda's Season 2 Talk Series. Naveda, in collaboration with the Institute of Learning and Development, brings you our 2022 initiative, which is Eat Well, Live Well Talk Series, where we learn from thought leaders all about key subjects which impact human, planet, and social health. I am Veena Dansingani, founder, director, and alopecia hair loss specialist of Naveda Integral Wellness Center in Hong Kong, which is the first award winning, value based, and scientifically designed integral wellness center offering a transformative health experience to its clients. Naveda empowers people to learn the functions of the body, mind, and spirit and provides solution for all using an integral wellness approach addressing human, planet, and social health, promoting healthy lifestyle changes through nature and science-based wellness and prevention programs and solutions. So today, we will be in conversation with experts about life during the pandemic, especially here in Hong Kong. We are in the midst of the fifth wave of the pandemic, where we are witnessing a rapid surge in COVID cases on a daily basis, and even almost a partial lockdown, which is impacting so many people's lives and their livelihoods as well. During these turbulent times, we all need to be more vigilant about our physical, mental, emotional well being. And Naveda is happy to provide a platform where people can learn and get comforted by our experts who have very generously sharing their time and knowledge to help the community in times of need. And otherwise, of course, they do the same as well. So today I'd like to welcome Mrs. Kiran Sukhani. She's the founder of Calfit and Tagline Restaurant in Hong Kong. Her expertise is in human physiology, clinical and child nutrition, and has a strong passion for helping people feel strong and healthy. So welcome, Kiran.
Thank you. Thank you, Veena. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to join this panel and to talk to you all and to help everyone, whatever their questions are or their issues are, and to share more knowledge with everyone around.
Wonderful. And then we have, of course, Dr. Sanjay Nagakar, who is a world renowned scientist, microbiologist, PhD from the University of Hong Kong. He has published more than 100 scientific papers, research article reports, and conference abstracts. He has invented over 83 technologies in preventive healthcare, environmental science, ecology, and nutraceuticals, functional foods. Welcome, Dr. Sanjay, once again for your generous time here.
Thank you. Thank you, Veena. Thank you all.
And then, of course, last but not least, we have Mr. Lal Darinani, who is Naveda's 80 is the new 50 campaign ambassador. He is also Naveda's director. And we have all learned, whoever has been attending here, we have all learned from him what has kept him healthy, happy, alive, active, purposeful. And he has inspired many people to live life in a big way. Okay. He's definitely transformed since the last time we saw him, especially since the last year that he turned 80. And Naveda has surely given him a purpose. It's given him a platform to live life Naveda way and to experience a paradigm shift. So I'm sure people out there who want to experience a paradigm shift, like Mr. Lal, who is 80, doesn't look 80, doesn't feel 80. That's why we've given him 80 is the new 50. So it's highly commendable. And anyone out there who would like a paradigm shift, please live life Naveda way and learn what it is to live life Naveda way. So
Thank you,
welcome, Mr.
Veena.
Lal, again.
Thank you, Veena.
So first of all, Dr. Sanjay, thank you so much. And please share with our audience what the current status of COVID in Hong Kong is. It seems to have been, it's just increasing by the day. It's spreading like wildfire. Looks like everybody is going to be infected. So what are exactly the preventive measures now? And if anyone even gets infected, what should one do? Especially we are seeing seniors and children are now being impacted the most. So what's your advice?
Thanks, Veena. I think we need to flash back in 2020, and that will give us a better perspective. we can understand. Uh, if you remember, we started this seminar like on 8th of January, 2020. I still remember that date, 7th or 8th of January.
It was the 11th of Jan, yeah.
11th of January, yes. And the whole idea was that as a microbiologist, we able to see what is coming. Okay. So if I remember as a student, my first microbiology lesson as a history of microbiology. And in history of microbiology, it was very clearly mentioned that these kind of pandemic is always there. But till we don't know, like means recent time period, which bacteria and which virus is causing that pandemic, it was always considered as the curse of the god. Okay, so I still go back and remember that our first lesson in microbiology as a uh, exciting story, the history of microbiology. So as we know which virus, which bacteria causing, we became more sophisticated in terms of how to prevent, how to cure, or how to manage it, right? But if we don't know, it was a curse of God. So that's the first thing has to understand. The big message here, what I'm trying to give, is still many people is unaware of the subject called microbiology. So we actually always consider in a scientific community as an endangered scientist. Why? Because we deal with something which you cannot see. We deal with invisible stuff, right? So if you are dealing with trees, if you are dealing with marine animals, if you are dealing with food, you can see this stuff, right? And then you can talk about it. But we always deal with the stuff which you cannot see. Like right now, we are 4 people on this panel, and there are I don't know how many thousands and thousands of bacteria and viruses, especially the unknown, like we say, microorganisms around us. We can't see them, right? So we are living with them. We are inhaling them. They are around us. Some of them are uh, not good for us, or I would say like not friendly with us. Some of them friendly, so we accommodate, but we are living with them. That's the thing. We can't see them. If we cannot see them, doesn't mean they do not exist. This is the biggest message. And we have taken these germs as a guarantee, like guaranteed, like, okay, they are not, nothing is going to happen to us because we can't see them, right? This is the message one has to understand. These germs are everywhere around us. So collectively, it's a better to call them germs, right? Now, what happened in science, we have to remind people why these things become so bad. It became so bad not because it is bad. It is a trend. It's always happened. It happened in the past. It again happened, and it will keep happening. Okay, because it's a law of nature. I always say to people, best example I give, 2 examples to understand, and I'm repeating those examples. One is volcano. If the volcano is there, it's lying, and we say like, okay, this volcano erupted 300 years back, but there's no guarantee it can again erupt any time, and this recently happened, right, in some of the island. Second, a very good example is earthquake. No one can say that tomorrow no earthquake will come. When it will come? Tsunami, no tsunami will come. When it will come, when it will not come. What is the magnitude, right? So take example of Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, all the bridges and buildings and everything, they're scientifically designed. Why? Because we know we have a typhoon in a summertime period, the wind speed go up to 200, 210 kilometer. So the resistance has to be that much. And recently, like people have noticed, many people, when we have a cyclone, this typhoon, some building shakes, right? It's just to accommodate an adjustment. Message which I am trying to remind people, because this is a repetition I repeat in my many seminar, and those who are the new audience, please notice this. This is very important. Earthquake, sometime we have a minor earthquake, 2 magnitude, 3 magnitude. Sometime it is 4, sometime it is 6, 7, 9. Okay. As the magnitude of earthquake increase, the damages are more. If it is a less, damages are less. Now imagine the same scenario from COVID point of view. From COVID point of view. So if the minor earthquake, say there is a minor epidemic, somewhere happen in some part of the world, we are not affected. Okay, so same with earthquake, is happen in somewhere else, if not happen in Hong Kong, we don't care. We just heard the news and we are in our daily life, right? This is the one thing. Message here is, if something is not happening in Hong Kong, doesn't matter that it is not happening or it do not exist. I think like that's where we missed out this time in Hong Kong, because this also include the answer of why this so many cases are happening in Hong Kong, right? Point here is, every time there is an epidemic around the world and we never pay attention to it. And when it became pandemic this time, we also took it very easy and lightly. But yes, Hong Kong as like a sincere, I will say, like a lot of responsible citizen over here, the government effort and the public collective effort, we manage it very nicely. Okay. So this is the thing people need to understand, very well managed. But unfortunately, this is the subject, as I mentioned my previous seminar. This is the subject, doesn't matter if 7 million population, 6.9 million or 6.99 million people are doing very well. But even one person is carrying the virus, that one person can immediately spread to all 7 million people who are responsible. Okay, this is the risk level people need to understand in kind of pandemic and the microbiology kind of situation. One cell, one person is good enough to destroy the city like Hong Kong. Okay, and that's what happened. So I'd like to share one screen and just to give the snapshot so people can understand that we were never out of any kind of virus. We were always living. So last 100 years of experience here. In 1918, we have swine flu. We all heard about it. Okay. It was a pandemic. And rough data say like around 50 million people died during that time. And during that pandemic, they have a 3 major peaks or 3 waves. Okay. And the third wave was the very bad. But imagine that time, that was a time we are not up to date with our science. The DNA was not discovered. We didn't know about the molecular technology, no vaccination, nothing, but still we managed. How people managed that time swine flu? With the hygiene precaution, wearing the mask and basic hygiene and social distancing and all those kind of things. So rule number 1, if we take the example of swine flu, it is give the very good example that yes, if we don't have a vaccination, hygiene, protection, social distancing can be one very important measure to reduce or prevent from this disease. Now come down after 30, 40 years, see 1957, we have Asian flu. Again, few million people die from this Asian flu. Then even not 10 years, then 1968, we have Hong Kong flu. Okay. So now it is always there. How many people know about it, right? We are only talk about COVID, Corona, and mostly talking about SARS. But now I give you the another scenario. Look here, 2002, SARS happened, right? This is, I love this slide. This is a very good slide to make people aware that, hey, we are never out of this kind of viruses. They are always there. So 2002 SARS happened, 2009 bird flu happened, which is still going on. You can see the here and there the cases of bird flu. But then 2002 MERS happened, Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome. But it was like confined to the Middle East, that particular area. That's why it is the Middle East syndrome. And the carrier was the camel that time, kind of things. Then 2015 Ebola, right? So question, and then 2020, 1920 is the COVID. So the question arises, when we were out of this epidemic or pandemic, we are always, it was the only thing that it didn't happen in our time in Hong Kong, so we didn't pay attention to it. So some people, those who are interested, they took as a news. Some people, like those who are not interested, even not aware about it. Okay. So the concept of will COVID disappear? Will not happen again? These are the wrong questions, because you have to see from the past, same like earthquake, it will keep happening. Some other virus may come, some other thing come up. So what is the indication here? That looking at the past, we need to learn that we need to change our behavior pattern. We need to change our hygiene pattern. We need to, because we are interacting with a lot of people. There's a lot of socialization is there, a lot of like movement is there, a lot of traveling is there. The world has changed. So when the world has changed and we have a situation like this, we have to change ourselves as well. And that's why, like today, I think like we have a honorable guest over here, Kiran, and Kiran is going to talk about like the eating habit and a lot of her experience about food. This is another thing people need to change, because like a bad food habit or bad eating habit, it's really affect a lot of your health. And though health is not about how you look, I always say health is about how you function. How your cell function is the definition of your health. You may be looking very good, but if you are not, your cells is not functioning very well, you are not healthy. And that is why in COVID is happening, like uh, some people say these are all repetition, and then like we have covered in the past seminar, but like I try to have like a certain kind of repetition over here for the new audience and to understand that hygiene, change of behavior. In 2020, we keep telling people like, okay, wear the mask. Remember that so much argument or discussion happened whether we should wear the mask, we should not wear the mask. We wasted 2-3 months out of it. Just because of whether we should wear the mask or we should not wear the mask, we lost thousands and thousands of life around the world just because of this one debate. Okay, and then we realize, okay, we have to wear the mask. Second thing I want to remind the people that washing hand, sanitizing, all this kind of things given the precautions, right? How many people today, a question, honestly give the answer, come back home, as soon as you enter in the home, you go to the toilet and wash the washroom and wash the hand? Answer is less than 1%, guaranteed. Because we drop our habit. It's a human behavior, right? Why? Because COVID became something old. We are hearing about it. Okay, the excitement is over, right? So we don't care. So this is the thing, seriousness. Why today we have so many stuff over here? The reason is very simple. The simple baby step what was taught, that wear the mask, wash the hand, sanitize it, people are not doing it. Very simple. When people come back home, they are not washing the hand. Okay, when you don't wash the hand, now what happened with this virus? This is very interesting factor, and then everyone should remember this. In this virus, virus is actually, technically we call it like obligate intracellular obligate parasite. You don't have to go to this word. It means like they need a very specific host, and without host the virus cannot survive. And that is why we are all surviving, because there are so many nasty viruses out there, but they are designed to live in a particular host. We are lucky that the human is not their host. Okay, that is why we are surviving, we are living. But what is the fearful factor is the virus is getting intelligent, they are learning a lot, and if somehow they have the human contact and they learn about the human host and they mutate themselves and to adopt to live in the human body, and that's where we invite them like, okay, welcome to our body and you can live in our body. This is the thing people have to understand. This is a very serious topic. In the future, if something goes wrong, I could say like this is the much worse than the nuclear a war. Okay, why? Because there are so many nasty viruses out there, but we are lucky that we are not their host. But if we are come in contact with them and we are providing ourselves as a host, and virus is learning that okay, there is an alternate host. Same thing happened in the COVID situation, came from bat, then this is like going to be a kind of a bad situation. I want to show you something over here, maybe you can understand. Yeah, this is the thing. So that's what exactly happened. This COVID virus, or COVID is a disease, SARS-CoV-2 is the virus. It is not for meant for us. It was never able to survive in the human body. The host was bat. But somehow the human came into interaction with the bat. It allowed this SARS-CoV-2 virus to learn the behavior of the human cell. And that's why they are the intelligent creature. We talk about the aliens, right? For a moment, it's not a science fiction, it's the reality. Viruses are very, very smart. You don't have to have a human body in order to understand smart. You don't need to look like a brain or something. Viruses are uh, a million times smarter than us. And that is why we don't have a cure for cancer. Why? Because the moment we give some kind of like medication, they immediately learn and they change. Okay. So it's just like a kind of a lock where you have a key, and the moment you open that key, the lock one or two times, lock said, hey, they found a key, let me change my setting. They automatically change their setting, and then you bring the same key and lock is not opening. Okay, that is the, so it's a virus is a dynamic model. It's not a fixed model, it's a dynamic model, constantly keep changing, right? So what happened, one is changed from the bat to the human, and second one is through the intermediate host. So from bat it went to the pangolin, kind of like animal, you have seen this kind of animal, and from pangolin it came to the human. That's where it is. But now the question is what you have to understand. You need only few people or very small area in the world to come into the interaction with either pangolin or bat between the human. You don't need, we never came in contact with human, either pangolin or bat. Someone did. And that's where this virus has learned that, okay, this is the human cell. And once they transfer to the human cell, from that human to the next human, so it becomes the human host. So we became the host. Okay. So now what people around the world need to understand that this SARS-CoV-2 know that the human cell is their host. Okay. So now we are the host. And if we are the host, how we can walk so freely? Why? Previously, part 2, virus was never able to survive in a air or out of the host. Within few seconds or within few minutes, they used to die because they need a host. Without host, they never survive. But as the time changes, they are learning. So this time there's a lot of reports came that viruses are living out of the uh, human body. Okay, out of the human body. Now you heard in Hong Kong initially, like certain kind of cluster, the bars and the other places like that. So what happened, this particular virus, they go and they survive on glasses, the tabletops, right? Fruits and vegetables, currency notes, bills, everywhere for more than 7 days, 8 days. Okay, that's what the new thing. It means this virus has broke all the past norms or scientific formulation of existing scientific rules or protocols. The old scientific protocols was science. What is science? Science is always progressing, right? We learn everything new. So previously we know like virus do not go out of the body, but this time this virus is staying there. So imagine that in certain bars or certain place, people were infected. That is a 2022 scenario. That's how the whole world got infected. They infected person touch a glass kind of things and then leave it from there. And then after 2 days or 3 days, if the glass is not properly washed or something happened and they have the sticky material kind of thing, even after 3 days, 4 days, 5 days later, some other person used the same glass. Okay, here you go. So the time period was much longer for the virus, very easily jumped. Okay, that is why this become pandemic, not epidemic. Epidemic, what happened, like still there's a like not enough room to jump. But here they got enough time to survive out of the body and they jump. So a lot of slide over here, like if this is all this in 2020, right? They sneeze the 6 meters, the can go. But then in the science, we found like if someone is sneeze, this virus particle can go up to 27 meters. So distancing of 1 meter, 2 meter has no sense. Then the particle is so low that they can go and stick into the wall everywhere, right? They can stick the air con, the wall, everywhere is there. We can't see them. They are there. Okay. So that's where we got tapped. We don't know about it. So this is the thing people need to understand. Now, one of the things, so this is very clear, right, Veena? This is a repetition. I hope this is clear. Like we give like more than 70 or 100 seminars on this particular line. And these are certain things where it is spreading like a sick person. So whether your eyes, nose, mouth, all soft tissues basically can take this viruses kind of things. Lot of devices. Okay, so like whether it's a hand, doors, devices, mouse, cups, pens. So this is the first time in a history happened when the virus is not transmitting human to human. They are using the like the non-live, non-life objects to stay there, and from there they are jumping again. So we don't need to come to the human contact directly. This is the one thing you have to understand. That is why they are ditching us. The virus is ditching us because we think like, hey, we are not in contact with the human who is in the COVID, right? Or SARS-CoV-2. But it is not necessary. Like it may be the table is like infected. Another thing, in the vegetable market, on the supermarket, like they are growing, like it is a very clear cut report, like who buy the vegetables or fruit at the first time. We have a tendency, we picked up and we check it, we don't like it, we put it back, and then we picked up another one. So how many people are picking up and putting that back? That's how in the world, how many people have spread COVID, you can imagine, right? That's why the number is so large. So first we need to understand like why this is so big. It's not because the human to human come only in contact. It beside human, there's a lot of our behavior has supported this to spread very fast. The final thing, the reminder, is this one. And now everyone is talking about it. I think like I'm the first one in the world who talk and started talking about this. It's called R naught factor and SI factor. Okay, this is, remember, like everyone has to talk on that. R naught means it's a reproductive rate or spreadability factor. Means one virus or one infected person can infect how many people. So in this case, they were infecting into 2023 people. So 1 to 3, 3 to 9, 9, 9 to 27, like that, exponential growth. Okay, so as y and series interval means how many days it taking to come up the symptoms in the body, right? So I'm not going detail into that, but it's a reminder, people, why I'm repeating this whole thing. It's a repetition, but people need to remember all this kind of thing, because they forgot about all those kind of things, and that is why if they don't follow this, the virus is really penetrating in the community, right? So right now we heard about the variant, right? So many variants of virus, learn all those kind of things. So now the R naught factor, instead of 3, maybe 4 or 5, means one person is infecting 5, 5 is infecting 25, 25 is infecting 125. That's why it's going exponential like crazy. So we don't want to support this virus to help them to increase their R naught factor. Otherwise, like we can see millions and millions people get infected, right? So these are the important things. Hong Kong so far was safe. Why? So this is one of the old cases. You see like how the whole world was going crazy. So we passed that situation, and this is the reason why, because what I explained to you just now, it was not only human to human. There's so many factors were playing important role, right? Now, one of the thing, this is the thing which I was always saying, we were lucky that we were always in this part of the world, sporadic event. You remember like in Hong Kong, we always have found like, oh, certain group in there, Buddhist group or certain bar, certain band. So we are always able to track and trace the people, right? So we can isolate them, we can quarantine them, we put like a lot of things, because we were afraid that we should not have the community spread. Because if we have a community spread, then it's very difficult to control, because Hong Kong is a highly densely populated country. And then Hong Kong cannot manage it very well, because again, in my past seminar, I said, Hong Kong is a city and country both. Hong Kong has to manage itself. It has a limited resource. So I am reminding people what happened in New York. Please remember in 2020, the city was almost collapsed. But because it was a part of USA, so they got a support from the USA. That's how they're able to manage. If you leave everything only on the New York as a country, there's no way. So today we are standing in Hong Kong in a community spread. It means like we have so many people among us, we don't know who are. So our responsibility become much higher, that we have to understand there are so many people among us, those who are carrying the virus. We don't know, right? So now the vaccine came. So after the hygiene, we have the vaccination. There's another protection. But remember, the vaccine is not giving the 100% guarantee, the efficacy rate. Okay, so efficacy is a technical word, but it means like the effectiveness of the that vaccine. So some vaccine is a 50%, some 70%, some 80%, or 90%. None of the vaccine is 100%. So the idea is the vaccine can give you the 100% protection. It never said like that, and it never happened like that, right? So these are the mistaken things, like people think I have a vaccine and I am happy, I'm free. Okay. So now, even though we have vaccine, we have mask or hygiene habit. Despite of that, we have people carrying the virus among us. So now the question comes, I think at this stage, I hand over to Kiran to take further from here onward, because now this come into the two part. One is our responsibility as a citizen of Hong Kong. So I think like we should go for do our testing. People should clarify like, okay, we are not um, positive or carrying the virus. And second is the eating behavior or eating habit and the health, which relate to the immunity and all those kind of things. So I think, Kiran, if you have like anyone have any question in a panel, you can ask me over here, or I think like
Yeah,
Kiran take
I
over.
think maybe we can move on to Kiran first and then we can take the questions from the audience later.
Yeah.
So, thank you for giving us all the facts and knowledge about the virus. So, the virus is definitely here to stay. There could be multiple viruses coming, but the main thing is we have to always be vigilant. Whether it comes, how can we remain vigilant and take care of ourselves? So, since food is a big topic that we are talking about, so let's move on to Kiran, and Kiran can possibly share with us what can community do in terms of food. What is healthy actually. People seem to say that they're eating healthy, but what is health and what is nutrition?
No, so that is why I'm saying like we connect like as a whole story, as I said, like right now, because we have a vaccination,
Yeah.
we have a mask, we have everything. But I think like you put a much larger picture, like a bad eating habit. So what is the meaning of bad eating habit, and how the bad eating habit affect the health overall, including the immune system? And if it affect the immune system, ultimately the person is at a high risk of the COVID. And then like we can finally talk about like prevention and precautions to
Uh,
close the session.
you have given us a very good background, Dr. Sanjay, by taking us in the past, by telling us how we should take care of our hygiene, how should we be responsible. And then, as Veena and you said, that it's very important to take care of the health in terms of the food. And food is something which is directly we are putting in. And if we don't take something with the thoughts of that what we are eating, what it is giving us, it will definitely not result in the best way to give us the best nutrients. Uh, I mean, food is the most important factor. We can't survive without food. We all need energy. We all need macronutrients. We all need micronutrients. And we need uh, all the function, all our body organs to function in the best way. Human physiology says that the organs, when we are still sleeping, we need the energy. So definitely food is the most important thing, which should be the taken care in a best possible way. It's very sad to see that a lot of people take their health, put their health at the back seat. They don't take it to the front seat. They think, okay, aaj kha liya, nothing happens. We can easily get over with this. We can do anything, whatever we want. We can eat. Our body is strong. We are young. We can eat. We can drink whatever we want. So they really take it to the back seat. I would like to share a few things on a personal way, in a personal way, and also on a professional note, that in front of me, I have seen young people suffering from the chronic diseases because they have not taken care of their health in from the beginning. They have taken it very easy. And even I, at a situation, I was also suffering from the people who were smoking around. My lungs got infected, and then I suffered a lot from the passive smoking. And really, that was a turning point which made me to understand that food is the most important factor, which got me out of all the problems which I was facing because of the people around or because of not taking care of the things very well. So from that time, I have never taken a step back for the health and the food. And now in this situation of COVID, when we all are getting infected with the invisible enemy, which is mutating, which is changing its behavior every time, it becomes very, very important that we take care of our immune system, our body in a best possible way. In general, also, we should be responsible. We should take care of it. But during this time, when we are vulnerable to such a big problem of COVID, we must take care of our health in a best possible way. Uh, how to take care of the food? It's something not a very difficult task. It's very easy. Certain things to be avoided, certain things to be taken care, certain things to clean the dirt or the dirty things which has been accumulated in our body. So in order not to have the bad foods, I list first of all the processed food. I suggest not to have the processed foods uh, at all, but of course, as less as possible or minimum usage of the processed food. Nature is very rich. Nature has given us everything. I think Naveda also understands and favors the nature and the natural things. We have always connected because of this thing, right? We always thanks to the nature that you have given us everything in terms of the nutrients, in terms of the uh, minerals and everything what we need. It's just we are not taking it in a proper way. Somebody suggests just take product A, it will help you. Somebody suggests take product B, it will help you. Somebody suggests product C, and we, without understanding how they are going to benefit or they're going to cause the loss, we start to take just because it's natural or it's just suggested by someone. So first of all, stop blindly believe on the people's suggestion. See what your body likes, what your body loves. Go very organic. Go remove the processed food, remove excess sugar, which is the best way to avoid a lot of problems related to the sugar, diabetes, hearts, and all. And also to improve your immunity. The sugar is a worst thing, which also suppresses your immunity. So processed to be avoided, sugars to be avoided, and excess of anything to be avoided always. And then we tend to eat a lot of fried stuff. Okay, we are sitting at home, we can eat a lot of fried stuff. So we must avoid a lot of fried stuff, which loses their nutrient while frying them in the frying process itself kills a lot of nutrients. So my suggestions for the best health will be most of the wholesome foods. So I always believe, I did a campaign of My Five, which said that you should count the portion of eating on your fingers, or the things, the foods you should count on the fingers. So you should have 3 portions of vegetables in a day and 2 fruits in order to just give the basic nutrients, the basic things to your body. Then you should go to the grains and the other things. So I would like to ask this question to my audience and to all who are watching this. Do you really take 3 to 4 portions of vegetables in a day and 2 portions of fruits? Do you really watch that? Are you really taking at least minimum required quantities in every day? If you ask yourself this question, you will have an answer. So if you're not taking it, start to do it now. It's something very simple. Any 3 combinations of vegetables and any 2 fruits in a day will just give you the basic requirements, the basic fulfillments for your daily nutrients, at least a little bit. Coming back to the detox and what foods you should eat in order to avoid the pandemic and the COVID, it's very important to first have a balanced diet. The second thing, after the wholesome food, I will say that you must take good amount of proteins, because proteins are the building blocks. As Dr. Sanjay said, these pathogens and these all bacteria, they are the virus, they tend to find a host and to live inside. So our body has to be prepared in order to fight with them, which are good, which stays in our gut flora, and they help us to digest a lot of complex carbohydrates, a lot of complex foods. So they are really helpful to our body. But those pathogens, those bacteria, those viruses, which are harmful to our body, we should be able to get rid of them by fighting against them. So that role is played by our immunity system. So what foods can help us to boost our immunity? It's again a lot of variety of foods are there, but I would emphasize a lot on the vitamin C and some minerals and some omega-3 fatty acids in terms of nuts. Omega-3 fatty acids are found in nuts and a lot of oils. Then vitamin C rich foods are lemon, citrus fruits like oranges, and even the bell peppers, the capsicums, they are very rich in vitamin C. Broccoli is very rich in vitamin C. Berries are rich in vitamin C. So if you really consider to have vitamin C in a proper proportion, it will really bring your immunity stronger, and it will give you the reasons to be healthy. It will give you the way to fight with lots of pathogens, not only the COVID uh, pathogens. Now I will be coming to the third thing is proteins, as they are building blocks. These pathogens, when they're destroying our body, they are destroying a lot of things. So we need enough building blocks to build up back those cells which are destroyed by these virus or these pathogens. So proteins plays a really important role in order to build back the the damages which are caused by these viruses. Detox is another way to remove all the dirty things from your body. So many times my clients has asked me that how should we do the detox? What should we do? How we can clean up our system? Or how can we say that now we have cleansed up, now our body is clean? So there are a lot of ways of detox. In a simpler way, the detox is the cleansing of the dirty elements inside our body. It can be the food, it can be the residual of a lot of remaining of the foods which are causing the free radicals to be there, and those free radicals are there available for these viruses to get linked and become and our body become the host for them. So we want to get rid of these free radical by clearing up our system. I suggest very strongly the detox can be done with a lot of water. You drink a lot of water, you flush out a lot of toxins from your body with some simple workouts. The sweat is another way to detox your body. And then taking in certain things like lemon, which is, or apple cider vinegar, which kills the bacteria, or they dissolve their outer wall. It makes them become weaker. So those kind of things can really help to improve your digestion and improve your immunity. I feel drinking a lot of water itself is a very strong way to do the detox and flush out as many as the dirty elements from our body possible. So these are the most basic and the simple things in terms of the foods which should be taken care. Now, as we now told you, I own two restaurants, two brands, Tagline and Kelfit. It becomes a very big responsibility that what I give to my clients, am I really following all those protocols, or am I really giving to my clients or to the people who are coming to eat or who are ordering from us all those benefits which we talk about, which should be given to them? Then it becomes a really huge responsibility. So I must say it is a very huge and tedious job to take care of the food for such a big community when you are open to many different kind of people when they are coming to dine in with you. In this process, we have to do a lot of things, from storing the food in a best way, from cooking the food in the best way, from keeping the hygiene in the kitchen in the best way, keeping ourselves clean in the best possible way. I mean, since I have opened up this restaurant, it's 1 year. We opened in Jan. As you guys were talking about that you had your first talk on January 11, I was trying to remember that that was a time when we opened, and then we were so worried about so many facts around. I was connecting with you, Dr. Sanjay, with everything what you said, that oh my God, yeah, it was 2020 early when we were so much worried. and we do not know if it will be helpful for people or it will be beneficial, whatever we are doing. So yes, we have done a lot of things in terms of taking care of the health of the people by giving them a very healthy food, by counting all the macros plus also the micronutrients. um, Food is not only for the taste. I believe food has to give something to you. It has to give you the energy and the benefits. So that's why we came up with the concept of CalFit, for food as a taste as well as the
Yeah.
source of the nutrients. So this was the beginning of our CalFit, which is going on very well nowadays. And even Tagline also is taking care of all these things in the best possible way.
Wonderful. I mean, it seems, yeah, there's a lot that you have touched on, and I can see that the work to actually, from taking care of the kitchen to the hygiene to storage to everything, plays such a big role, because if you don't do that, then it's like the pathogens and the bacteria and everything can start from there. And another food goes in a very interesting topic which Dr. Sanjay loves talking about, is about food safety. How safe is your safe food? you know how are you taking care? Because ultimately, from the kitchen to the plate, and then even Dr. Sanjay will say, forget about the kitchen, from the farm to your plate.
Yeah,
It's
but
such
of
a big
course,
responsibility.
lots of steps are involved, Dr. Sanjay. But right now, if we focus from the kitchen to the plate, also we are doing a lot of steps, and we don't know how many we are missing. The right steps in between to keep the food in a very nice and clean way, and nutrient dense food. I mean, we lose a lot of nutrients in every single process.
Yeah.
So it is really interesting to see that how much we are taking care.
Are people appreciating this? I mean, have people appreciated? You see
Yes,
more and more people transform their eating habits. Are they enjoying healthy food, appreciating it more?
yes, Veena. I have seen a lot of people. They are coming back to us. They are liking the way we are giving them. They have found the freshness. They have found everything is most of 99%. They have loved the food, the cleanliness, the freshness. They have mostly enjoyed. So they appreciate in many possible ways, by coming back or by recommending to people, by ordering back home, by knowing that what we are taking in is going to give us benefit. It's not going to harm our health. So it has really helped us a lot. I
Mm.
mean, I must say that we could survive in the COVID time. It was one of the biggest reasons that we take care of the people. We are giving them the best. We are trying to give them not the best food. We are trying to give them the best in terms of health.
Amazing. Dr. Sanjay, what would you like to add on to that?
No, definitely, like that's a need of our. Okay, means the way the community is shifting, more and more people are getting aware. Um, I am into this industry for last 30 years. I live and breathe, and I I have a two very clear cut, you can say, mission, not a vision. Two very clear cut. One is to fulfill the need. So I always say in this way: one is to fulfill the need of wellness aware consumer. So who are these wellness aware consumer? Those who are conscious consumer, like they know about, like, I need this and I should not do that, like, so do's and don'ts. They know about do's and don'ts. But at the same time, we have a responsibility. So I think, like, um, Kiran, like, I will not treat your place only as a restaurant, but this is also as an institution where people are coming, enjoying the food, but they are like learning and take away some information. And that's
Yes.
how the community built up. So this is the second part, is creating more and more wellness aware consumer on a daily basis, right? So when we create a more, so the number keep increasing, right? So Hong Kong, that's what happened in last 20 years. We have seen there's a big shift, and more and more people are aware about it. But I think they need more help. Like, if we support, is not in terms of the knowledge. So Kiran's restaurant is a perfect example, because people can experience it there, that yes, that is the meaning of healthy eating. And if there is a more description about it, so they know like, okay, how it tastes. Because like, yeah, with my experience is always like in my seminar, people ask this question like the healthy food is very boring. Like, okay, I don't, Kiran, I want to share something with you. Mr. Lal's friend, recently we did this Ayurveda day,
Okay.
and one of his friend, and you must know him, and I don't mind to take Ricky, I'm taking your name here. Ricky Samdani. And he left without having a dinner in Ayurveda day. And I thought it was a day of Dhanteras and he was busy and that's why he's leaving. But later I came to know he thought Ayurveda food may be something very boring kind of food. And people say, no, it was very tasty and all that kind of thing. So he say, oh, I missed it, right?
Uh,
So I think like that is the responsibility right now, that healthy food is not a boring food. But
yeah.
yes, if people develop a healthy eating habit, as you said, you gave a, I was making a notes, whatever you were telling,
Wow.
Kiran. So, and I think like perfect and a few very important information. And one of the really, which I want to share with people, and it should be a tagline in your restaurant, is alkaline food. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
no,
Yeah.
so
I was going to touch this, that the bacteria and the virus, they love the certain kind of environment where they grow. But even if in a simple language, if you keep your environment in your body alkaline more, they can't survive for a longer period. So to keep it more alkaline, the best way is to eat a lot of green vegetables and
perfect.
green juices if possible, which are not high in sugar. They are very much gives you a base of the alkaline.
Perfect. Like me, that's the thing. And I think like we have certain ideas, and later we can discuss with you. There is so much information, like how we can help the community, right?
Yes.
And the shift. So we now already talk about the paradigm shift. And Veena asks you the one question, which I'm asking you the same question, but in a different way. That
Yes.
what is your experience like? Do you think like people are appreciating your restaurant, and they are more curious to say, more curious to learn about more, and they feel suddenly feel very energetic, like, wow, I got a solution of my place, I don't know much about health, and this is the place, my rescue place.
Uh, okay. In terms of awareness, it's going very organically. Like one person who comes and they are talking about it. They are telling their personal experience after eating the food, what they felt, how was their day, what they did. They are discussing it with their friends. So definitely awareness is growing a lot. A lot means a lot. But in terms of changing their habits and put making the healthy food as a lifestyle, a lot of people are not adapting to it. So my aim is that I'm not in this industry just to make money and to give something which all the other restaurants are giving. I'm here to share my knowledge, my best, to the world. Nature has given us a lot, Dr. Sanjay. It's a time to give back to the world. If I have got something with me, why not I share and I give? So it's still, I don't see that much awareness. But people who come, they have always given me the honest feedback that we don't feel bloated, we don't feel a lot of acid, we don't feel the
Yes, see.
the acid refluxes are coming out after having your food. We feel light, comfortable, we feel very amazing. So I told them it's not because I'm in the kitchen, or it's not because we are doing a rocket science. It's because we are trying to use the best ingredients and we cook them in the way that they should not overtake the nutrient benefits of the ingredients. It should be tasty, but it should not overtake the benefits of the ingredients. So all those keeping those balances is very important. Like washing vegetables in the best way. I mean, in restaurants, when you have a lot of vegetables, how do you expect people are washing? They just put them in the running water, throw it, salad is washed. But instead, what we do is we take a very big bowl, we put the salad leaves, we put vinegar for 10 minutes. So if there is any little microorganisms on top of these leaves, their outer shell should get dissolved and damaged. So we should not give from our side the pathogens or the bacteria or the virus to people who are eating it. So really, it is a very big responsibility. And when I go to the kitchen and I see now my whole staff is following it, people are appreciating it, people like it. They say, oh, the salads are so crunchy, so fresh, so nice. It gives me a boost to do more for the community. And I would be always open with you guys, with everyone, whoever is willing to take hand in hand and give more knowledge and more benefits to the community in any best possible way.
Perfect. Like, see, that's what like Naveda is the main the campaign is live life Naveda way. Okay. So as Naveda, many people don't know the meaning, but like it's a naturopathy and Veda. And as we all know, like in our ancient Indian literature, it's a way of living, right? So it is already taught the way of living. And as you said, like, I think so, Naveda name is perfectly relating what you are saying, that nature has given us everything, right?
Very true.
Right. So I add one more thing on that same line, that we owe to the nature. Why? Because it doesn't matter how rich or poor you are, how successful you are, but you have to depend on oxygen and water, and oxygen and water don't belongs to you. It belongs to the nature, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
you have to take care of the Mother Earth. If you don't take care of the Mother Earth, then it doesn't work. And that is why the Mother Earth, so like so many people say, save the planet, right? And I said,
Yeah,
not, don't talk about save the planet. Planet is giving you the warning, correct your act. If you don't correct yourself, nothing is going to happen to the planet. And this is the message again. Nothing is going to happen to the planet. The only thing will happen, there's a huge biodiversity, the human species will be eliminated. Very simple is that. So
yeah.
people, the human species should not stay in a wrong impression that because of the us, the planet is going to be damaged. Earth will remain as it is. The only the human species will disappear. So Kiran, we agree with you very much that nature has given everything to us, everything.
Yes,
So we
even
have a
the food,
responsibility. Yeah.
all the food, they are so rich with everything. I mean, what uh, everything is taken care for us. It's just we have to consume it in a right way, with the mindful way, in a mindful way.
So your thing fit very well, like because in Naveda we have this campaign called Live Life Naveda Way. And
Mm,
Live Life Naveda Way is a kind of concept. What you are talking, what other people are talking, is more about like live in an organic way, right? And
right.
that's what like people don't understand. So sometimes the innovation is good, but too many innovations are not good, because we are dependent on something. So as we are depending on innovation, we are drifting apart from the nature, right? So how we can keep ourselves connected with the nature? So I think like, yes, this is a very meaningful conversation today. So
And I'm glad to share one more information that
yes, please.
Hong Kong Health and Food Bureau has chosen us to be the part of their health campaign, where Calfit supports low sodium and low sugar foods. So they have chosen one of their restaurant as a campaign restaurant to be the part of their campaign, which help people to be more healthier and to have less sugar and less sodium in the food.
Is very good. Congratulations, actually.
Thank you.
Is very important, because though it is not okay, our main thing is the COVID, and we have a time restriction, but it's still like for the benefit of the people, we want to share. You touch another very important point, and you said another thing is sugar and sodium,
Yeah.
two worst enemies
Enemies.
of human being we don't understand. Okay.
Mr. Lal
I
is
will,
going to be very
yeah.
disappointed because he loves
The,
the sugar.
I love desserts.
yeah, but
Your
but
smile is more sweeter than the sugar. So keep smiling. You don't need sugar.
see what happened here. That's the beauty. In the like I'm so happy, like there is a Naveda, you can learn from Naveda, you can go to the Calfet, okay, you can get a tasty food, maybe like as Kiran is mentioning, that you don't get enough means no carbohydrate over there, or no high sugar, or low GI index. That's what I keep telling people, like, okay, you can enjoy your sugar, but try to look the GI index,
Yes.
right? So, and second is sodium. Okay, that's what people don't understand. So I think like that's how we are creating a team, and a lot of people have to come together on a one platform, okay, where someone is bringing something, right? So we all bringing some experience. So like through you, you are bringing the first head experience of a dining out, right? So
Yes.
people say, oh, dining out like means not taking care of this, that, and all those kind of stuff. But now you are doing it, you know what you are serving to your client, and you have a very good intention, you want to help the community, and now you are observing also the feedback of the community. So it's a relationship, right?
Yes. Right.
And this is a learning. So what I see, though you are teaching to the people, but you are also learning a feedback that how the people are shifting the mindset, right?
Yes. Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
right, so Mr. Lal, next time, like instead of going to other place, you please change your direction to the Calfet, and then develop your habit over there. And I believe like your age will stay as it is, you know.
We have been to tagline few times. Karan,
No,
Kiran, and
increase,
few
increase,
times.
increase.
I've introduced few people also.
Yes.
One,
Thank you,
No,
Lal.
he's saying keep supporting.
See what
friend,
happened
he used to
here.
go to your restaurant 3 or 4 times a week,
See,
And
Mr.
when
Lal,
for lunch, I said, you know what to order? He said, yes, I've been here yesterday. I said, yesterday you were here, and today you bring me the same plate. I said, yes, I love this food.
you see, I was listening very interestingly. What is the very good thing Kiran mentioned is washing the vegetable,
Yeah. I mean,
So,
there are many, many things we
yeah,
do, but I just told you one thing so
exactly.
people can also do same thing at home. Me being a restaurant owner, if I start to discuss a lot of restaurant things, they will get bored. So I told them about the vegetables so that they can also do the similar things back their home.
Exactly, exactly. So, Mr. Lal is like no need for convincing you, right? Right. So you know like your place, and because Mr. Lal like every time he is out, so make your place as your like. If we have to find where is Mr. Lal, we don't have to call you. We just go to tagline and see like you're sitting over there.
Now we know he's at KCC. So next time we know he's besides KCC, he's at Tagline.
We would love to see you, Lal, over there as much as possible and give you more and more variety of the healthy and the tasty food in the
Yes,
best possible way
you
to
take good
make
care
you,
of
to
us.
keep you more younger and more energetic the way you are right now.
Yes, whenever I'm there, you take good care of us. I know that. Yeah. Thank you. Thank
Finally, you are the ambassador of a big campaign. So we have to take care of you with the best possible way, right?
you.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
think like I think Veena, you can explain a little bit to our audience, because this is true. Mr. Lal is 80 plus, and he's our ambassador for 80's New 50 campaign. So it's an inspiration, and people want to know more about you. So you're more about your habit, like how you live, what your exercise, what you eat. So I think like it's very important, because the um, it's a panel discussion here, right? It's not a promotion of certain things, so people should not misunderstand, like, okay, we are promoting Calfit something. We are actually putting a real objective or real meaning in front of the people, that we need a place like Calfit, because we are missing these places in a community. Because if we have a Calfit kind of thing, I believe like many people those who have a blood pressure, those who have a diabetic, right? Those have so many health condition, is a place for them to go. So it's not only go there, enjoy the food, but they can learn certain recipe which they can use at home also to upgrade their health. So I can see a tremendous a contribution to the society. So thanks, Kiran, for that. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjay, for recognizing
Mm.
the real hidden aim behind our Calfit food and Calfit restaurant.
Yes, amazing.
Right.
And I'm sure there will be many, many more in the coming future.
Thank you, Veena.
So it is 10:15. I'm mindful of time. If there's anyone from the audience who would like to ask a question, you may put it down on the chat, or
You can
yeah,
invite, like, if
I can
some
invite them
our,
to come up on,
yeah,
if anyone would like to come up on screen and even ask our panel experts, you're most welcome
I
to
think
do that.
today is the question is from the Calfet.
No problem. We are here to answer everyone. And
Everybody's shy. Everybody's shy. They don't like to come.
Everybody over here is just not willing to be up on screen.
So
even
maybe
if they are
let
not
me
coming up on the screen, we
is
can
Yeah,
answer their questions
yeah,
later.
yeah. If you
maybe
have any questions, just put it down, or send us your questions, and we can definitely answer we can have them answered later.
yeah, maybe like what we can do, like in a 1 minute quickly, so Kiran can answer on that. Uh, as we all know, but we are careless, right? Blood pressure sounds very simple, but the complication of it long term is very severe. Okay, very severe. There's a like a whole list of the whole seminar itself. So the people with the blood pressure, people with the diabetic situation, people with some kind of like food intolerance or allergen kind of things, and any pre-health condition, I could see. I never went, like, means okay, not much interaction, but I could see very clearly what Calfit can offer and
See,
where the Calfit can go. And
yeah.
it's a very big help for so many people, those who want to stay healthy, but also the people with the pre-health condition can be the perfect
Yes.
place for go to solve their problem.
If
So
a person comes to me
yeah.
and he says that I have a high blood pressure and please, I want to avoid certain things,
Hmm.
I tell them, don't worry, we will give you the right foods with the right knowledge, what you're eating, what you're going to eat. So I personally go and take care of their food with the ingredients which can help them to uh, balance out their blood pressure, at least at that moment, not forever. And then I personally go and tell them that these ingredients are good for you from Ayurveda point of view. These ingredients we have incorporated in your food to give you the benefits in order to minimize your sugar. So please try to use them at your home, which will be more useful for you. So it's not just we give them food. I try to give them the knowledge so that they can go home and practice it by themselves in order to keep fit. I would be more than happy if my few tips can help some people to stay happy and healthy. I had few clients those who had undergone the heart surgery, the open heart surgery, and then they wanted to recover after this. So with my clinical nutrition knowledge and the food which we gave them, their recovery period was much faster than anticipated. So their families and they all were extremely happy to see the results. So it's
Very
not
good.
it's not me, it's not only the food, it's their efforts also which
Definitely.
got them to recover in a faster pace and in a faster way.
Yeah, it's a collective, like as again a very important message. It's not only Calfit, or it's not only us, it's also the person who is receiving on the
Exactly.
other end. Self-discipline, that's
Yes.
the thing. So self-discipline can like really give you healthy and happy life, right?
Yeah.
And
So
I think,
I,
yeah,
I give credit to them who recovered faster.
yeah,
I said,
exactly.
knowledge with us stays with us, but if you take it and you practice it and you use it, then only you can be healthy. So the whole credit goes to all those people who have taken it seriously.
Perfect. Perfect. That's the way to like that. And I think like Veena, you would definitely request, because like every restaurant have, like, since we have a restaurant Calfit over here with us, and every restaurant have a entertainment. Mr. Lal, you would like to end with, okay, so I leave to Veena to request Mr. Lal to have
Today, you want to give Mr. Lal the opportunity to
yes,
entertain
yes,
us
yes. Yeah,
today?
yeah. Why not? Yeah, maybe.
I will be surprised, and let me see what Mr. Lal is going to do now and
Yeah.
entertain us
Favorite
in the
is
best possible.
his favorite talent, Mr.
Oh,
Lal.
wow.
Mr.
Oh,
Lal, what is your favorite passion?
Singing, singing.
wow.
Okay, I think there's an echo on your side, Mr. Lal. Could you just ask?
Yeah, because I got different computer now. My computer went kaput. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I sing one line for you. मिले हो तुम हमको बड़े नसीबों से चुराया है मैंने लकीरों से मिले हो तुम हमको बड़े नसीबों से चुराया है मैंने किस्मत की लकीरों से तेरी मोहब्बत से सांसें मिली है सदा रहना दिल में करीब होके मिले हो तुम हमको बड़े नसीबों से चुराया है मैंने किस्मत की लकीरों से
Bravo. Amazing. Beautiful. Very nice. Very, very nice.
That can go for Calfit, huh?
So yeah, exactly, Calfit. मिले हो तुम हमको बड़े नसीबों से.
Nasibo
So
se.
whoever can see that,
Thank
right?
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so
Like,
much, Mr. Lal.
Thank you. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Kiran, for sharing your knowledge, your time, for you've taken your time, precious time, to share on this platform. So much appreciate. I'm sure we can do a lot of wonderful work together, and we are all in the same mission of sharing health and happiness with the world. We all want to transform lives. We want to transform our lives. We want to transform the lives of others. We want to live life in a bigger way, make a bigger impact. So I think, as Dr. Sanjay says, it's always nice to be a collective team, doing doing our own parts in our own way, but working together as a team collectively to make a bigger impact on this planet. So thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Sanjay. Thank you, Mr. Lal, for being here. And we look forward to continuing our sessions next Thursday again. We will bring on many more new speakers, thought leaders who will share on food and much more areas related to that as well. So I'm sure we will bring you on board once again in the future. And
Thank
I'm
you.
sure we have a lot more work that we could collaborate on.
Of course, we
thank
will.
you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank
Okay.
you so
Thank you.
much.
So much. Thank you
Thank
for being
you.
here.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye.
Good night. Good night, everyone.